Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This video is for the ninth grade students at the Innovators International Academy. It is part of Unit 1. In this video, we are doing some of the grammar and reading comprehension exercises from the student book pages 7 and 9. So let's start with the student book page 7. And we are starting with exercise 3. Exercise 3 says, read the story on page 6, then answer the following questions. Find 8 adjectives from the story that describe Jamal and 4 adjectives that describe Rashid and put them in the correct column. Now, after reading the story, we said that we have 2 persons or 2 students, Jamal and Rashid, and they both have different personalities. We can describe them with different adjectives, but at the end of the story, they became friends because they have things in common. Now, by reading the story again, we want to find 8 adjectives to describe Jamal and 4 adjectives to describe Rashid. Now, in the book, they have started with describing Jamal as being friendly. Now, this table shows us some of the adjectives that were in the story. Let's start with Jamal. Now, we can describe Jamal as being friendly, as being funny because he knows how to make people laugh. In the classroom, we described him as being clever and hardworking, and we said that he is kind and outgoing. And here we said that he can make friends easily, and that's why we described him outgoing. Then we said that he is a reliable person and skillful on basketball. As for Rashid, we can describe him as being serious and shy. And we said that he is shy because he can't make friends easily as Jamal. He is quiet and he is talented at playing piano. So all of these words in the table are adjectives in which we can describe people by using them. Let's move to the next exercise. It is also in page 7, but here we have the grammar part, question number 1. Now read through the table below, then correct the underlined verbs form in each statement or question. So we have some statements or questions. We have the verbs, they are underlined, and we want to correct them. So let's start with number 1 or with A. Fadi will try to fix the car himself. Now, as we have learned in the class, that will is always followed by an infinitive verb. So instead of tries, the answer will be try. So the sentence will be Fadi will try to fix the car himself. B. Sally speaks on the phone with her cousin at the moment. Now, in that sentence, we have a keyword which is at the moment, and it is a keyword for the present continuous tense. So we're going to use verb to be plus the verb with ing. And in that case, the subject is Sally. So verb to be will be is, and then we will have the verb speak with ing. So the answer will be speaking. Sally is speaking on the phone with her cousin at the moment. C. Have you traveled to Egypt before? Again, we have a keyword for the present perfect tense, which is before. For the present perfect, we use has or have plus verb 3. So here we have to correct the verb travel and make it verb 3. So it will be have traveled. Have you traveled to Egypt before? D. Fatin was typing the report when the electricity go off. And here we have the keyword when. Now, as you have learned in the class, when is a keyword for the past continuous. Now, it tells us that there are 2 actions. One of them is a long action, and we are going to use the past continuous for it. The other one is a short action, and we are going to use the simple past for it. The long action was interrupted by the short action in the past. So here we have the long action, which is was typing. It was in the past continuous. So the other verb will be the short action, and it will be in the simple past. So go off will be went off. Let's move to E. Ahmed says we not have to come before 9 o'clock. Now here, this sentence is on the modal verbs. We said that when we want to say that we don't need to do something or it's not necessary to do something, we use don't have to or doesn't have to. Now in that sentence, Ahmed says that we don't need to come before 9 o'clock, or it's not necessary to come before 9 o'clock. So here we have to use don't or doesn't have to. And since the subject of the sentence is we are going to use don't. So it will be Ahmed says we don't have to come before 9 o'clock. Let's move to the last sentence. The teacher has gave us an assignment for tomorrow. Also here we have the present perfect tense. We will use has or have plus verb 3, and gave is verb 2 of the verb give. So we will have give as verb 1, gave verb 2, and given verb 3. So in that sentence it will be has given. The teacher has given us an assignment for tomorrow in the present perfect tense. Let's move to the next exercise, exercise 2, in the same page. Mazen has a test this week and he still has to prepare. Help him to get ready for the test by giving him advice using the modal verbs have to, don't have to, can, or can't. For example, you have to go to bed early the night before your test. Now let's start with have to. We can say you have to sleep well the night before the exam. Now, as you remember, Tasa, we use have to say that you must do that thing. So, you have to sleep well means that you must sleep well the night before the exam. Let's move to don't have to. We can say you don't have to revise many times directly before the exam. One time is enough, which means that it is not necessary to revise many times. One time is enough, or that you don't need to revise many times. One time is enough. Let's move to can. We said that can is used to give advice. So you can write notes, it helps you memorize faster. And here it means that it is a good idea to write notes, or it is my advice to you to write notes. It doesn't mean that you must write notes. And finally, we have can't. You can delay your study until the day before the exam. And here it means that it is wrong. It's wrong to delay your study until the day. Delay بمعنى يؤجل. Or you can't stay awake all the night. Again, it means that it is wrong. You're not allowed, or it's a bad idea to stay awake all the night. Let's move to student book page 9, and in that page we are doing the exercise 1 from the grammar. Now exercise 1 says match the sentence beginnings from 1 to 4 with their endings A to D. Then complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in the brackets. So we have two parts of the sentences. We have part A and we have part B. And we have to match each sentence with A with another sentence in B. And after that, we have to correct the form of the verbs in B. So let's start with number 1. I go shopping with my sister in the afternoon. Now, after reading all the sentences in part B, you will find that 1 matches with C. So I will go shopping with my sister. Then we go to the theater with our cousins. Now, here using then means that both sentences will have the same with the same time, and that's why we are going to use the same tense. So I'll go shopping with my sister in the afternoon, then we will go to the theater with our cousins. Let's move to number 2. Sammy was playing football. It will match with A. When he Sammy was playing football when he fell and broke his arm. Again, here we have a keyword when. We said that when is used for long action that is interrupted or was interrupted by a short action. So Sammy was playing football in a long action when he Again, we are going to use the past simple for the short action when he fell and broke his arm. Number three, I usually read adventure stories. And here the word usually gives us the meaning that that action is done regularly or in a routine way. Now, it matches with D, but now I read a history book. Now, using the word now means that we have a temporary state, or we can say that the action is happening only now. And that's why we are going to use the present continuous I am reading. So I usually read adventure stories, but now I am reading a history book. Finally, number four, I met Zainuddin Zaidan last summer, but I meet any other famous person. Now here for will match with be, and be the verb in be meet will be in the negative form. So I met in the past Zainuddin Zaidan last summer. Now the word last summer tells us that it happened in the past. So we use the simple past tense by using the verb meet. So meet became met, verb 2. After matching it with be, but I meet, again, I'm going to use the negative form of meet, and it will be I didn't meet any other famous person. Now that was all for our lesson today. I hope everything is clear for you. If you have any questions, Tasa, I'm ready to answer them. Thank you for watching.